Hello and welcome to PMCLounge.com. My name is Shoaib. I'm the voice behind all the videos that you see on this YouTube channel, youtube.com/PMCLounge, as well as our official website, PMCLounge.com. Now, in this video, we are going over control resources process. And as you already know, first link in the description will take you to our official website, PMCLounge.com, and directly to the article on controlled resources. That is if you are into reading articles, but if you are into watching videos, then keep watching. Also, second link in the description will take you to the entire playlist of every single video that we have done on resource management knowledge area. So two very important links. Do check them out. Now let's get started. So as always, let's try to understand where are we, and this is where we are. This is the resource management knowledge area, the monitoring and controlling process group, control resources process. This is where it lies. So this is what we are discussing today. Every other process listed here is something that we have already discussed, and second link in the description will help you go over all these processes. So do check them out and then come back and check the control resources process out. As you can see, the only process in monitoring and controlling process group is this one. Let's get started and understand what it is all about. Control resources process. So it basically talks about three things. Number one is assigned physical resources are available and released as planned. So this is the first thing the control resources process takes care of. Number two is monitor planned versus actual resource utilization. So what is the resource utilization looking like? If you had planned for 100 hours, how many hours have you used the resource already? And is it going to be enough for the project, right? So this is something that you keep monitoring as part of the control resources process. And finally, take corrective action as required. That is, if there is resource shortage, right? And just like in the previous point, I said if you have a resource for 100 hours and you see that you have already used it for 80 hours, are you seeing a resource shortage here? Or is all of your work done and you have 20 hours of surplus of this resource, right? So these are the three things that you take care of in the control resources process. All right, so obviously there are other items as well apart from those three. For instance, keeping stakeholders informed in case there are issues with the relevant resources or managing changes as they occur. So let's say you have a physical resource for 100 hours, and let's say that was a high-end server which was given to you by the IT department. Now, if you have issues with it, right, you will obviously contact the IT department, but you also need to let the project sponsor know, because he or she is a very important stakeholder in the grand scheme of things, right? So you have to make sure as part of the control resources process itself that you are keeping your stakeholders informed about the status of the resources, what's happening with the resources, right? Now, managing changes as they occur. Of course, you need to manage changes as well. If you have to change the entire environment, then so be it. You have to manage those changes as well. But again, you have to note that any change required in the schedule or the cost baseline, because you will already have a schedule baseline as well as a cost baseline when you are in this stage of the project, right? So if there's a change in any of the two, you will have to go through the integrated change control process, and we have discussed everything that there is about this process. I'll share the link in the description. Third link will take you to the integrated change control process. A few more pointers. It should be obvious that this process is performed throughout the project life cycle, because you won't need all the resources all the time, right? So what you're basically doing is you are going to perform this process throughout, so that you make sure whether there is a shortage, whether there is a surplus of a certain resource, if you have used the resource, right, and it is not required anymore, you need to release that resource as well. And you also need to make sure 2 weeks from now what resource you need and is it available or not. The availability, obviously you would have already planned for it, but you will just confirm it 2 weeks in advance or 1 week in advance or 1 day in advance. It basically depends on project manager, but that is something that you are going to do. So of course, this is a process. The control resource is a process that you are going to be carrying on throughout the life of the project. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, control resource process deals only with physical resources. And I gave example of physical resources, right? So physical resources like equipment, materials, facilities, infrastructure, these are physical resources. And the control resource process basically deals with only these resources. Now, if you're wondering what about human resources or team resources, then obviously we have a process for it already, and it is called manage team process. This is something that we have already discussed. The second link in the description will obviously have manage team process information as well. Before we move further, I'd quickly like to remind you that PMP Courseware articles and videos, all of them are available on this link, pmclounge.com/PMP training. Do check them out. And before we end the video, let me give you a question and respond it in the comments. It will be very, very helpful. What other resources, what other processes of resource management knowledge area are performed throughout the project? So we know that control resources is a process which is performed throughout the project lifecycle. What other process can you think of in the resource management knowledge area itself which are performed throughout the life of the project? Let me know in the comments. Interesting answers. We'll definitely looking forward to them. So that is all that we had in this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got value out of it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified whenever we upload new content. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video and got value out of it. Don't forget to check out our website pmclounge.com, the #1 free PMP resource. Thank you and have a nice day.